Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be jumping into a little bit more Reddit reactions. We're going to get a little loud, going to get a little opinionated. Going to yell at my computer a little bit about strangers and their situations that may or may not be completely fabricated. So let's begin. Okay. So, starting right off, am I the asshole for calling my husband's my husband's ex a shitty mom? I'm gonna move my ring light so it's not directly in my eyeballs as I'm trying to read. That might help. Am I the asshole for calling my husband's ex a shitty mom? I have a 19-year-old stepdaughter. We are very close and I love her. My stepdaughter's not close to her mom for multiple reasons, mainly because she favors her older brother. My stepdaughter has posted about it a couple times on social media, posting pictures of things her mom buys or does for her brother, and not for her, with a caption saying, "When you are not the favorite child." A few days ago was when my mother's birthday. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. A few days ago was her mom's birthday, and stepdaughter only sent her a birthday via text and nothing more. A few hours later, her mom posted pictures of her birthday party and an expensive gift that her son had bought for her, with a caption saying, "And some people wonder why he's the favorite." What is her mom 14? My stepdaughter was about to cry and I was fuming, so I posted a few pictures of my own birthday party, which my stepdaughter threw for me, and gave me an expensive necklace and wrote, "This is how a kid treats you when you are not a shitty mom to her." She called me shortly after and called me a bitch for calling her a shitty mom. I was only stating a fact, so am I the asshole? No. No, I don't think you're the asshole. I think that's funny as fuck, dude. I think it's a little petty, but like, again, her mom's apparently a 14-year-old who's... What a weird thing to do. Some people wonder why he's my favorite. So, why is it okay for you to post, "Hey, I'm a shitty mom"? But if she posts, "Hey, my stepdaughter's mom's a piece of shit," she's a bad guy suddenly? No, I don't think you're the asshole here. I think this is a pretty open and shut case. I do want to go to the comments, though. Not the asshole because you were standing up for your daughter. But this posting stuff is childish and none of you should be doing it. Petty and just trashy look overall. Based Redditor comment. Not the asshole, biomom just showed that she's a shitty mom by using her bitter emotion instead of using compassion. True. Info, what's your husband doing in this situation? Nothing, because he's not real. True. Not the asshole, your daughter's mom tried to publicly humiliate her. Good on you for defending your daughter. Everyone sucks here. I think you should tread lightly here to avoid the temptation to use their conflict to gain favor with your stepdaughter. What? Excuse me? Mother-daughter relationships, especially around that age, it can be complicated. While your stepdaughter's mother is handling these issues poorly, you're fanning the flames and using their issues to your advantage. If her biomom talks shit about her, and you're like, "Hey, it's pretty shit for you to talk shit about your teenage daughter," and she goes, "You should mind your business," really, it's your fault for fanning the flames. Standing up for a teenage girl that you love? Cringe much? The fact that your stepdaughter was hurt by her mom's actions showed that she cares about her mother and wants to feel loved. The biomom found this post. Biomom of a 14-year-old that hates her found this post. In contrast, everyone sucks here for that idiotic social media war. Is anyone involved here an adult? This part I don't agree with. I don't think everyone sucks here. I don't think that this woman is an asshole for standing up for her stepdaughter publicly. This part, however, is anyone involved here an adult? I kind of agree with. Why are you starting a social media? I guess you're not starting it. Why are you participating? And this isn't even to OP. Like the bio mom too. Why are you starting a social media war? Just be a grown up. For the teenager to be like post pictures of things her brother got and then be like, this is what happens when you're the favorite. Like, that's normal shit. I think Biomom's the only asshole here. Alright. I think that's... I'm gonna... Oh, hold on. I'm gonna say everyone sucks. You get back to where you were. Excuse me. I'm gonna say everyone sucks here because while the mom is clearly favoring one child and being very cruel about it, you're playing her game and not showing your stepdaughter how to rise above the pettiness of people. You should be teaching your stepdaughter to move on from those people in her life, not to find ways to perpetuate the cycle. This isn't a bullying thing. This isn't like, you should teach your stepdaughter to have a stiff upper lip and turn the other cheek. That's her mother. Her mother is the one who's bullying her. She can't just be the bigger person. And, like, this person says it right. Stepdaughter, take this abuse and turn the other cheek. Move on and heal while your asshole mom keeps hurting you. Exactly. Exactly. It's a ridiculous statement. It's not like this is another kid. It's not like it's her, like, one of her relatively equally aged siblings. This is her mom. She can't just turn the other cheek and ignore her. We're moving on. Next. Am I the asshole for the comment I made after my brother-in-law insulted my career? I, 22 female, am a teacher. I came home from school yesterday in not the best mood, and my fiance, Jake, 25 male, immediately noticed that I wasn't acting like myself. He asked me what happened, and although I didn't really go into too much detail, I told him that it was a rough day at work. Then Jake's brother, Daniel, 31 male, who is currently staying with us, chimed into the conversation from across the room. He said that I didn't have the right to complain because teachers were glorified babysitters, and if that I had a real job, maybe he'd understand. Fuck you, Daniel. Daniel, you're already the asshole, bud. I would already die for this woman if you are the opposition. Normally, I try to brush these comments off, and honestly, at first, I wasn't sure if he was kidding, so I gave him the opportunity to repeat what he said, but he was serious. The second time he added he didn't understand why I didn't want to do something meaningful and productive with my life. At this point, Jake was getting pretty upset listening to this happen. He and Daniel have a very tumultuous relationship that they were recently working on, but he told Daniel that if he continues to speak with me that way, he would have to leave our house. It is also important to add here that Daniel works really long hours in a hospital. He has a 2-year-old daughter and has commented previously about how he wishes he got to spend more time with her. In the moment, with my frustration, I respond to Daniel's comment by saying, at least I get to spend every holiday and summer with my family. That's what is meaningful and productive to me. Daniel stormed out, and shortly after I felt really bad about what I said. I asked Jake if I should text Daniel and apologize or wait for him to come back and do it in person. Jake said that I'm not the asshole, and Daniel needs to be the first one to apologize to me. Jake even went as far as to say that if I did not receive an apology, Daniel would not be at our wedding, which I think might be a bit extreme. I can see both sides here. Daniel did start the argument and enter a conversation that wasn't about him and begin with quite aggressively. But now I'm now unsure if my comments were out of line. Am I the asshole? Should I apologize to Daniel? No, fuck that guy. Like, what the fuck, dude? Oh, you're just shaping young minds? You're just an educator? Why don't you get a real job, honey? Oh, you're just putting in work for very little money for the betterment of society to make sure our children are educated? Have you considered doing something that actually means something? I want to know what work he does in a hospital, because she doesn't say he's a doctor. Daniel works really long hours in a hospital. Daniel is not a doctor. All right, let's be clear about this. And that's not saying that if Daniel's like a nurse or something, that's not meaningful work. However, you're not doing brain surgery. You're not doing something that no one else can do, Daniel. What fucking ground are you standing on? And like, of course, yo, Jake, this man is incredible. I'm so happy for you that you have a Jake. Jake's just like, Jake, it's not even a thought to him. Like, nah, fuck him. I'll just, he's not invited to the wedding. He can eat shit and die. My blood brother, piece of shit, out of the wedding. I mean, it did say that their relationship was already tumultuous. Alright, let's get to the chat part. Not the asshole. That was a great retort, and you do not owe him an apology. Listen to your fiance on that. Sounds like he had your back, which is actually refreshing to hear on an Am I the Asshole thread. Honestly, yeah, that's very true. Not the asshole. Teachers are the most important profession in our society. Without teachers, there would be no other profession, and we pay and treat teachers like garbage. People like Daniel need to be put in their place every opportunity possible. True. Daniel is rude. Alright, let's see if there's any sort of contention on this. This is a pretty good point. Info, he works long hours at a hospital. Am I right in assuming that he has some sort of higher education? You would think he would have more respect for those who sat around babysitting him for a couple of decades while he taught himself how to read and count so he could get that degree. Like, that's the other thing. I didn't even think about this until I saw this comment. It's one thing, you know, like, your shitty fucking family member who, like, has worked at the same gas station since they were 16 is like, I never needed no high school. Teaching's for idiots. They're just babysitters. I didn't learn nothing in school. But you have... OP says that he has several degrees. He has been surrounded his whole life by teachers. The reason he has everything he has is because of teachers. Fucking dumbass. This is a good point, I think. Not the asshole. I don't care if you're a stripper or another denigrated profession. Who the hell is he to come into your house and criticize your career and tell you to do something meaningful? Who the hell says that? Throw him out and never look back. Don't apologize, because that would only encourage this kind of ridiculous behavior. That's another point. Even if you weren't a teacher, even if you did anything else, even if you worked at the same gas station since you were 16 and never learned nothing no good in high school. Who the fuck is this guy? Oh, I'm tired from work. Why don't you get a real job and do something meaningful? You're in my house, dude. Get out. Also, don't come to the wedding. Jake is great. Follow up on that. Next one. Am I the asshole for upgrading dinner plans since my husband couldn't make it to his own birthday event? I'm excited to find out what that means, actually. So, my husband's birthday was last Saturday. We also had friends, a couple, come in from across the country that Friday. Initially, we were planning to go to a steakhouse for his birthday and as a get-together. But, unfortunately, he unexpectedly had to work, so he couldn't make it. I asked our friends if they mind a last-minute change to a fancy sushi place. All three of us love sushi, husband prefers steak, and doesn't even like raw fish. Anyways, it was definitely fancy. We did omakase, which with a bunch of a la carte. The total for the three of us was over $1,000. And we celebrated his birthday the next day at a steakhouse. I didn't tell him about the switch because I didn't want him to feel left out. Later, he was asking if we were okay with eating steak twice in a weekend, so I had to tell him we had sushi. Unfortunately, our friends were really excited to share about our experience, their first time to omakase. He didn't say anything more about this, but in private, he said I essentially celebrated his birthday without him. I asked him what did he want me to do with friends across the country staying with us just for a weekend? Go to McDonald's? So, was I an asshole for doing more fancy and expensive dinner without my husband on the night of his birthday because he couldn't join? Before we get to the edit, initial thoughts. I don't think anyone's the asshole here. I understand why he's upset. I understand, like... oh... Because I kind of get the perspective that, like, one, it does feel like... And this is not saying that she's an asshole, obviously. It does feel upsetting. Like, I could understand why one would be upset if you're like, well, I can't make my birthday plans. I got called into work, which fucking sucks, and now I'm stuck going to work. And then you get home from work, and they went, it's okay, we went without you. It was fine. It was a great time, actually. And also on top of that, the like, oh, you can't make it to your own birthday? Okay, now we can do what we actually want to do. We can go to the restaurant we actually want to go to. So I understand being upset about that. Like, I guess it depends how upset he is and how far he's gonna go with that. Like, but I understand initially being, like, a little hurt by that. I also understand her perspective. Like, yeah, of course we're still gonna go to dinner, my dude. What are we gonna do, not eat because you got called into work? Are you crazy? Alright, let's go to the edit. I didn't tell him because he was called into a horrible case and his patient died. Oh my god. I didn't tell him because he was called into a horrible case and his patient died and he wasn't even on call. But also I didn't want him to feel left out despite it being no one's fault. Felt guilty enjoying life while he was going through the wrenches. He can't even tell me exactly why he felt upset. He's not mad. Took them to omakase because they never had it. FYI, not that it matters though. I paid for both dinners from my personal leisure fund. I just feel bad for this guy. That was his birthday. I'm gonna go with my friends from across the country are visiting. Me and my wife are gonna go out to dinner at my favorite steakhouse for my birthday. Oh, horrible accident you are now responsible for, and now a death happens right in front of you. But don't worry, they had a great time. They went to omakase. They never had it before, you know? Again, I still think no assholes here, but holy shit, dude. Oh my god. Let's go to comments. $1,000 is an enormous price for dinner. I'd be hurt too. I think you're the asshole. You excluded the guest of honor from the bigger event. The first dinner where he couldn't even have come should have been a more low-key affair. I don't know. I don't... Because I think she makes a good point. Like, what is too expensive then? Like... Well, I'm sorry, my husband isn't here, so we have to go to McDonald's. Well... What? I don't think the money's the issue. Again, I understand why he's upset. I think he's valid to be upset. I just don't think that the wife did anything wrong. I don't think it's an issue of money. I don't think it matters if it was $10, if it was $1,000. I think that's just stupid. I think that makes no sense. I think this person's right. What's expensive is relative. And I also think they're right. As a spouse of a doctor, you become accustomed to missing events or holidays. You're a doctor, dude. Like, it's kind of what you signed up for, and it doesn't mean it doesn't suck, but, like, life goes on without you while you're at work. Alright, let's see what else we got. I wasn't expecting the top comment to be an "you're the asshole," I'll be honest. Soft, you're the asshole. Yes, you could have and should have gone to a nice place, but choosing such an expensive and high-class restaurant... Everyone... This is what I hate about Reddit. Everyone, as soon as she said $1,000, I was like, Reddit's gonna eat her alive, because she's a woman who spent money. She's a woman who spent money, and that means Reddit's gonna fucking kill her. Not like this person's losing their mind about it. Soft, you're the asshole isn't losing your mind about it, but still, like, what does it matter? I'm sure the steakhouse was nice too. Yeah, the sushi is probably more expensive, and like, yeah, $1,000 is a lot of money for 3 people to eat. So what? Who cares? Why is the money the point of contention? Maybe this. He isn't the best with his own feelings, so he wasn't even able to tell me why he was bothered and felt upset. I'm sure he just feels disappointed. Like, I'm sure logically he doesn't even know why he's upset. That's a very valid and common thing. Like, especially when, like, it's something disappointing. He's probably not mad at her. He's just disappointed he missed it. And, like, it does feel like, especially with the price, you want to talk about the price, it feels like they celebrated without him, and that sucks. I'm still saying no assholes here. I don't know how people get "you're the asshole." You're the asshole. You spent over $300 a person for a meal that he couldn't attend on his own birthday. So what were they supposed to do? Okay. Every "you're the asshole" post is like, $1,000 is a lot of money. Okay. No, you shouldn't be expected to go to McDonald's, but there's a huge gap between a $10 value meal and $30 dinner. First of all, are you in the fucking... Is it 2006 where you are? When was the last time a fucking combo meal at McDonald's was $10? Secondly, why is the price the point of the contention? And what are they expected to do? Like, well, it would have been okay to go get $1,000 worth of sushi, but you should have gotten it to go. You should have gotten in the operating room where he's operating, and you should have set a table over the patient who's dying with his hands inside of him, and you should have eaten your sushi there, because then it's his birthday. Then it's a party. That would have been fine. You're the asshole. Why did you keep it from him in the first place? You had an extra extravagant meal without him on his birthday. I think he's entitled to feel left out. It's not like he chose to bail that evening. I think he's entitled to feel left out. I feel like that's valid. I also agree it's weird that you kept it from him. Like, you tried not to tell him. That's weird to me. Did you have to upgrade the setting? Why not take them out to an equally nice restaurant? Put this restaurant on the scale, and this restaurant on the scale. That restaurant's too nice to go to. It bends the scale. Because that's how restaurants work. You gotta go on Google and look up their restaurant rating. The sushi restaurant is a 98.7. The steakhouse is a 98.6 restaurant rating. So obviously, you're the asshole. What are you fucking talking about? And holy mackerel, what kind of fish costs over 1K? Did you eat Poseidon's pet fish or an orca whip? My dude's never gotten expensive sushi. And that... By that, I don't mean he's never gotten sushi that's more expensive because of the quality. My dude's never gotten sushi that's more expensive because, you know, it's in a city. Like, fucking 3 people eating sushi in, like, New York? Easily $1,000. Like, I mean, that's a little much. That's like getting, like, you know, you're getting, like, your full course, like, appetizer, entree, dessert, but still easy. Absolutely easy. Oh, and drinks. Also, like, my dude's a surgeon. My dude's a doctor. Like, I think you're thinking about the money way too much. Also, like, she does phrase it weird, right? Because she says, I paid for both dinners from my personal leisure fund, which is a weird way to speak words. But, like, we're also assuming that she, like, doesn't have her own money? I don't know. I just can't imagine, like, if I got stuck at work, which happens to me a lot. I'm no fucking doctor, but that happens to me a lot. And my wife was like, "Oh, but we had plans tonight. Are you okay if I still go out?" And I go, "Yes." And then she comes back and is like, "Oh, I got sushi at this really nice place." I couldn't imagine going, when I said you could still go out and I wouldn't be upset. I didn't think you were gonna go somewhere nice. I thought you were gonna go eat, like, out of a dumpster in an alley. Because that's what I expect when I'm not there. You can't do things that are nice when I'm not there. It's crazy. All the YTA posts are nuts. Nah, it sucks that he called away from how you talk about it. I'm going to assume that 1,000 on dinner is not too nuts for you. He wasn't there already. He wasn't there and already aimed you had gone. What? He wasn't there and already aimed you had gone to dinner anyway? My guess is his feelings are less about what you did and more mixed that he was missing good time to have to go and do a really shitty time instead, but that's not something either of you could control. Hence not the asshole. Most reasonable Redditor. Captain Fantabulous. Absolutely. Spot on. We're moving on.